Well, hello everybody, and welcome to episode number 2. Did anybody, having avidly watched video number 1, spot the odd front tyre, which was the first thing I noticed when I came to look at the bike on the vendor's drive. However, it has lots of tread, so I thought I can live with a strange block pattern. It's only when I got home and looked more closely that you can see that the tyre is actually on backwards, and down there somewhere it says front wheel rotation that way. So that has to come off along with a few other minor mods. Anyway, we digress. That is not what today is about. Today is about petrol and peanuts. For those who are enamoured of a bit of posing, a must-have for the Harley Sportster owner is the peanut petrol tank. You can see it shows off those lovely curves of that engine and looks suitably cool when out in the car park of the local cafe. So, the only problem is, of course, that if you have a 1.5 gallon petrol tank and 50 miles to the gallon, you soon realise halfway down the motorway that you've gone on to reserve after only 60 odd miles. I put it on reserve where I got another 10 miles and it actually went to 78 miles before running completely dry. That's a worry. You can't be doing with that. If you go to the coast 40 miles away, you have to make sure that you fill up before you come home to enable you to get past any garages that may be shut because it's now in the evening. So I googled spare petrol cans and came up with very nice people at, I'll put that there so you can pause to get the details, the Adventure Bike Shop, who sell 2 litre plastic cans for BMW and the likes for their off-roaders, which you can attach to the side of the panniers. You can also buy as a separate thing this rather nice looking holder, which comes with 2 straps to hold the thing in place. You can see there the standard sort of gripper, but I thought that I could probably find somewhere that looks reasonable to fit it on the bike. So my first reaction was, as a sample, maybe somewhere like here on this pillion seat mounting, which would give something like that. If that will stay there, just to show you, that would look something like that. And I thought, yeah, I'm not really impressed with that. And then, of course, I see the back mudguard stay, which is quite a strong-looking thing. And I think if you put this on that hole there and tilt it to follow the mudguard line, I think that looks quite nice, quite respectable, and it can live there. This will give me 20 miles of reserve in a can and 10 miles of reserve in the tank. So providing I stick to the rules and fill up every 50 miles or so, I should have 30 miles in reserve, which is a much more mind reassuring. One of the problems I've come across is that if you put a bolt head on here, your petrol tank is then resting against this bolt head, which I'm sure can't do it any good at all, because you're going to end up with something like that. So by luck I managed to find it in our stores where I work, a random old stainless steel street sign bolt, which you can see has a nice flat head, which coupled with a little bit of sheet rubber, which I have, will cover all that and protect it accordingly. So that will be my intention. I'll move on to the next stage and show you how I get on. I noticed that the nut on the actual stay is a nut and a bolt, and an 8mm bolt is a simple swap over, even though it's AF. The original one is AF, at least it's near enough to work on the spanners. Okay, so I've cut the bolt off to length and given it a tickle on the bench grinder so it's all nice and smooth. Unfortunately, my washers appear to be a limited selection of 8mm rustmium plated ones or 6mm bright zinc plated, so I've opted for the latter and drilled them out to an 8mm clearance. I've then assembled 2 of them as spacers on the bolt, and you can see here down the side there I've got 2 spacers and the original washer that goes in the recess of the mudguard stay. I've done that to give a little bit of wobble room, although it is fairly substantial and it should be okay. You can see down the back, the head between the petrol container and the bracket. I will put a rubber sheet in there next, which will get rid of all that completely and give something smooth for the can. Overall view, I think, is well, it is what it is. It's a petrol can attached to the side of the bike, but I don't think it looks too bad. It doesn't look completely outrageous or out of place. I'm trying to get a nice view for you. The sun's awkward now because it's going down and the light has changed, but I think you get the idea. If I think it looks too naff, maybe I'll take it off, but I'd rather have the peace of mind. There we are. Thanks for watching again. See you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.